All right, guys, welcome back to Downtown Rams. As always, I'm your host, Alexis Kraft, joined here with my co-host, Jake Ellenbogen, and we are continuing our 2022 NFL Draft Prospect interviews. And joining us on the show right now, we have Owen Carney, defensive end from University of Illinois. How are you doing, Owen?
I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. And to start off, I just wanted to ask you, at what age did you start playing football? And when was it that you knew you were ready to play in the NFL?
I started playing probably around like 5 or 6 years old. But I didn't know I was ready for the NFL probably until I would say 2020, 2019. But yeah, I started young, grew love for the game at a very young age. But yeah, kind of everything started clicking for me. Everything came into fruition. I would say my true senior year. But I always seen the flashes and the signs as a younger player. But I didn't definitely know until that 2020 year. I just felt it. I looked different. I was moving different. My mindset was different. I just knew I was ready for the jump.
For sure. And, growing up, did you watch the NFL? And if so, did you have any favorite players?
Yeah, growing up, I always watched the NFL. A couple of my favorite players. I was a Colts fan. Crazy, right? Ever since they came down here for the Super Bowl in, I believe, 2007, that Tony Dungy team with Bob Sanders and those guys, and Reggie Wayne. I was a Colts fan ever since then. And really, whoever you could name, I was always a big fan of the game, offense and defense. I didn't really choose a side. I was really watching it as a fan and grew love for it from just the big plays. And I didn't really start learning the schematics of it until I got to my last year of high school and really, for the most part, college.
Now, Owen, you go to Illinois. What led you to the decision to play in Illinois? Because, as you said, I think you said actually off camera, you said that you're from Miami. So I'm curious what led you to choosing to play there?
A couple decisions went into it. Coach Lovie Smith and his staff at the time recruited me very, very hardly. I was looking to enroll early. That had an early enrollee spot for me. I seen an opportunity, and if we're being honest, they had two senior guys. I believe Carroll Phillips and DeJuan Smoot. Carroll I don't think he's no longer in the league, but DeJuan Smoot is still playing for the Jags. And those are two senior guys. I think they were all Big Ten guys, all conference guys. And I wanted to jump at that opportunity. It was two spots open, and I felt like I was ready to go and make an impact on the team immediately, especially with me enrolling early. That was just where my mind was at the time, being a high schooler. So that really led me to the decision for the most part. And then just the experience of the staff and the chemistry I had built with them over the 6-7 months that they were recruiting me.
For sure. And, for incoming recruits who might be considering playing at the University of Illinois, how would you pitch the school and their football program to them?
Well, I would start off by saying Coach B is second to none. Players coach, open door policy, literally. And I will follow that up with the strength staff is, I believe, top 3 in the country with Coach Tank and his crew and his staff. And Champaign did a lot for me. It's kind of isolated in a way. It's not a major city. It is what it is. Sort of, if you've been there, you know. But I got a chance to grow there, and you're gonna get all seasons. You're gonna get out your comfort zone a little bit. But I really felt like that place made me who I am today, and I wouldn't trade it for no other university in the world.
I mean, I hear you. That's a great answer. And, kind of going into this question, it's kind of funny because, you were mentioned in this question. So this is your opportunity to give some props to somebody that you went up against. Who would you say is the toughest guy you played in college?
Throughout my whole career, or are we talking my last final year?
Your whole career in college.
My whole career, the toughest lineman I went up against was Tristan Wirfs.
That definitely is a good pick.
A good one.
he's already probably the best right tackle in football. So
Yeah, very skilled, very savvy, even at the college level. Just things that he was doing. He was ahead of his time, and I see that it paid off. So the fact that I didn't get a sack on him didn't upset me that much. When I see him with all the success he's getting in the NFL, and I look forward to the matchup. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, was there any game? And again, we've interviewed some Illinois guys this season on the show so far, and a lot of them have had a similar answer to this question. But I'm curious to see what yours is. Is there a favorite game that you played in during your career at Illinois? If you had to pick one game that you would call your favorite.
Okay, first I'm gonna tell you the two options that come immediately. You got the Wisconsin upset,
Yep,
and then
that's the
you
one.
got the historic longest college game ever, which is Penn State in Happy Valley. But I had more of an impact with that Nittany Lion getting a win over the Nittany Lions. So I would go with that Penn State game. That game just felt like I was a little kid again, just playing football up and down the street. It gave that feel to it, especially with the overtime rules where they want it in this end zone and the other team wants it in the other end zone. So a lot of back and forth. It was a good battle. Had fun, great competition, and ultimately we came out with the win. So that was probably the best one I've been in. Favorite one.
well, hey, that's definitely a good one. And I do remember that was a long game, and the Wisconsin one always makes Alexis and I laugh, smile, whatever, because every teammate of yours that we've talked to, they're all like, "Oh yeah, Wisconsin," every time. So no, that's really cool. But kind of looking at you as a player, you're a defensive end, edge defender, whatever anyone wants to call you. What is the most important trait to playing that position?
The important trait playing that position, to play DN, I feel like you gotta have some savviness about you. I can't speak for all DNs, but for me, it's all about. I kind of compare it to chess. You got to be 2 steps ahead of your opponent. You got to react. A good percentage of the time, because you kind of basing things off them. You may threaten him this way, but he wants to cut off. He wants to cut off the inside. You got to take the outside, or you may be baiting a man to go out. It's just a lot of different moving pieces when you're going against that O lineman, and most of it is natural ability and raw talent, and then the other amount that goes into it is just how much have you been in the film room. What have you been seeing on tape? What are his tendencies? How is his post leg? How many kick steps until he punches? Is he patient or is he aggressive? Things like that. A lot of those things go into what I feel makes me the player that I am.
For sure. And, that kind of leads into my next question. What is your biggest strength as a player?
My biggest strength is my versatility. If anybody's watched my film, you'll see me as a 4-3 DN, see me as a 3-4 DN. You'll see me as a 3-4 outside linebacker. You'll see me at 3-tech rushing, and you may catch me at some 4-eye, depending on the game and the call of the defense. But yeah, my versatility, hands down, is the biggest part of my game. And then the second thing I would probably say is just my awareness, my football IQ, with just recognizing how blocks are going to come to me, and whether that's off the field as far as watching film, or it could be in-game adjustments, learning on the fly. And thirdly, I would probably say my length. I feel like I play with great length, and I use that to my abilities.
A lot of strengths there. I like the answer. Now I'm going to ask you, to basically tell me what you're really working on the most, or what you're trying to work on the most going into the NFL.
Really and truly, just becoming a more fluid athlete. Playing OLB was new to me, so I know I need to get better at that. Just getting comfortable with that. Recognizing how they're gonna attack me, because I'm the guy that I don't drop. 20 plus times. I'm not a dropper, so I know offense will probably attack me. But, working on that, and, when you're making a jump from high school to college or college to NFL, pad level is always a consistent thing for a D lineman. I don't care what brand of football you're playing. But, yeah, working on just staying lower and moving at that height and not always showing my chest or showing that I'm 6'3", playing with great leverage, as my coaches would put it.
For sure. And this next question is just kind of a fun question we like to ask, but is there anyone in the NFL, if you had to pick one person that you'd be most excited to go up against, just as a competitor, who would that be?
Okay, I'm going to give you two answers. O-lineman wise, I would love to go against Tyron Smith from the Cowboys. And then a quarterback that I would love to sack has to be Tom Brady. Just the GOAT. Just getting to him, wondering what that feels like, has to be very highly anticipated in my mind.
I mean, those are two answers I think we've heard. Definitely Tom Brady before. I think we've heard Tyron Smith. So definitely some good answers there and some good choices. Now, we are a Rams-centric podcast in the regular football season, but during the offseason, we do cover the draft more openly. That still won't stop me from asking you if you've spoken with the Los Angeles Rams throughout this process.
I can't say that I have, but I wouldn't tell them no. I'll tell you that. They come get me whenever they're ready. Heard a lot of great things about LA. Of course, they just won the championship. And to play and to soak up a lot of game from Leonard Floyd and Aaron Donald would be amazing to me. So I would jump at that opportunity if they were to come get me.
Yeah, well, the thing with the Rams that's interesting is, we've been doing this for years, and a lot of times the Rams will draft players that they do not even talk to during the draft process.
Wow.
So
I keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean that they aren't watching you. It doesn't mean that they're not interested. So you never know with them. You never know what they're going to do. But to close this out here, in your own words, who is Owen Carney as a player and who is he as a person?
Okay, one word that I love to describe myself for both on and off the field is just ambitious. That's what you're going to get with me, whether we're on the field or we're off the field. And just as a player, just relentless, eager, and just, I guess this goes with relentless, but like lion-hearted, I like to think when I put on that gear and I strap it up, whether it's practice or game, like it's a battle, and I'm a warrior. So that's what I like to consider myself. Off the field, a real chill individual, just really an easygoing guy. Likes to go with the flow. I'm down to have fun, but I know it's at a cost. Can't have too much fun, but for the most part, I'm just a real laid back guy.
Hey, I mean, that's another great answer, and we appreciate that answer. And now, finally, to kind of wrap this thing up, we're going to ask you a question or series of questions that are kind of off the gridiron a little bit, actually entirely. We're going to ask you to recommend us a TV show, a movie, and a snack. So,
Boom, a TV show. I'm going to give you two for the people that's listening.
There we go.
Snowfall and Power, TV show. For a movie, I love the series of Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too. Yeah. I'm waiting for the third one to drop.
It's fantastic.
Great. Those are great. Both of those are great critical thinking movies. And a snack. I've been a real fan of the acai bowls lately. Can't lie. I've been smashing them.
Those
really?
Are very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
I love those. Now, also an album. We meant to ask.
Okay,
yeah, I don't even know why I said movie. I meant to say album.
My album, one that's been hot on me lately has been 7220 by Lil Durk. Very, very hot. I listen to it almost every day. And I'm really waiting on Lil Baby to drop his, but hey.
Yeah. Me too. I don't know that I've listened to the Lil Durk album in its entirety. I know that it's number one right now, like on the album charts. It's still number one.
Yeah, him and Gunna actually did a tribute to Virgil. I think that's the hottest song on the album, so you should check that out.
I've heard that one, and it is good. It is good. Well, thank you very much, Owen, for coming on the show. We really, really appreciate it. We're very excited for you and this process. We're getting close now to the draft, so we wish you the best of luck. And whether you end up on the Rams or somewhere else, we will definitely be fans, and we will definitely stay in touch. So definitely stay healthy and take care, and get excited. Big things are coming.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for having me. And whether I go to the Rams or not, I'd love to be a guest on the show again. So anytime you guys want to have me, feel free to invite me up. We could do a Zoom. Hopefully it works. Or we can have it in person. But I really appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Hey, it's been awesome getting to know you, Owen, and we'll be rooting for you, man. Like she said, stay healthy. Big things are coming.
Thank you. You guys take care.
You too, man.